Today's episode is sponsoring the charity Susan B. Komen. Our guest today is widely recognized as one of the premier tenant representatives in the greater Philadelphia region, handling large corporate site selection and rollouts to ground-up development. Jason Bock of MSC Retail has proven himself to be the example that hard work and perseverance pays off. Grounded and purposeful, Jason knew early on in his career that he needed to stay the course with consistency and unwavering tenacity. Establishing himself as an industry leader in the leasing and sales grocery anchored and lifestyle centers, Jason is the epitome of knowledge and resourcefulness for not only his clients, but his peers. Stay tuned. Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us today on Trusted Connections. How are you doing?
I'm doing super. Excited to be on Trusted Connections on this lovely Tuesday.
I know. Thank God it's not raining today. It has been every Tuesday, I swear.
Always sunny in Philly.
I'm sorry?
It's always sunny in Philly.
Oh, well, that's true, yes. So I was doing a little research earlier, and I was on the website, and I loved seeing your diversity of coworkers on the site. I see that you have two. Do you take these two coworkers with you to work every day, or?
If I wanted to be barked at 24/7, then I would.
Yeah.
Riley and Cooper, two golden doodles. One's 4, one's 2. And from working from the home office where I am right now, every time we get a package or whatever else comes to the door, the landscapers, whoever, it's barking central. So hoping we don't hear that today. I'm hoping I don't get any packages for the next 20
Yeah. I love how everybody has their animals on there. What was the purpose behind doing that?
It's just we're not corporate, you know. Michael started the company about 30 years ago, MSC Retail. Michael Salem Company is the MSC out of that. I've been there about 14 years. So it just keeps it family orientated and kind of fun.
Nice. So how long have you been with the company?
I've been there about 14 years.
You've been there for 14. That's wonderful. Now, what were you doing beforehand? Give us a little background.
I was at the Harvard of the Southwest. Some people call it Arizona State. I met Michael my junior year of college, actually out in the main line. We recognized each other from the city. I was interning in my father's law firm and recognized Michael and started up a conversation and sort of pushed myself on him. That was the beginning of 07. And here we are today.
So what got you into this initially? What was your interest in the industry?
I always had a knack for real estate. Commercial side of it was more, interesting to me. Residential real estate. My mom's a residential realtor. It's a whole different world, obviously. The development side of it was huge, and I sort of found myself, trying to be a developer, broker, that kind of that world from a long time ago. It just interests me with new high rises, new retail shopping centers, whatever it may be, and it kind of evolved over the years.
So what did you do to prepare to get in this industry? Like what experiences and what kind of courses were you taking in order to get yourself, prepared to jump into something like this?
You really can't. It's kind of like Jay-Z says, the school of hard knock life. It's like you have to be in it. I came in the beginning of 07 when the world was going down then. So to get deals done, you were, dialing for dollars. It took 2 years to make my first paycheck. It was a good time to come in. Other people would have said it was the worst time to come in, but I think the opposite, because it's like right now, it's tough times out there. You have to figure out ways to think outside the box to make things happen. So how did I prepare? I really did it. You didn't know what you were doing. I remember Michael years ago said, hey, let's get some proposals out there. Let's get some LOIs going. I'm like, well, what's the difference between a proposal and an LOI? He's like, nothing. It's the same thing. It's a letter of intent, a proposal. You don't know anything. So really, it's just experience is really the name of the game.
Do you think that's prepared you for what's been going on now?
I sort of tell the junior guys who work for me that, my stories from a while ago, like literally, I don't think I made a paycheck for 2 years. And the first paycheck was $2,400. And, their jaws dropped. So it just got me, experience for, when it's a rainy day. So
yeah. How do how do you coach them through that that mental, honestly, that mental breakdown that can happen many times, which I'm sure you have had in those 2 years when you were first starting. How do you help them work through that? Because to go 2 years without a paycheck is very tough. And, what kind of steps did you have to work through in order to keep yourself motivated every day?
Yeah, well, I tell everyone, and I learned early on, it's not a job, it's a career. So you're not going to come in and do this for a little bit and then change careers, do something else, or change jobs rather. So it's a long-term game. It's a long-term play. So all the deals that we have, we look at our deal sheet and we say, hey, this is going to pay out in 2 years. This is going to pay out in 3 years. It's going to pay out in 6 months. And you really see what's out there, and you know that you have a big, a very large pipeline. And that's going to be coming for a long time. So it's just really keep your head down, keep pushing, and know that those deals will be out there. You have to be on a team that's persistent and that's resilient, and we'll get through this kind of thing. So I tell the guys, like, there are a lot of junior people who have 1 or 2 deals they're working on. We're working on 30 plus.
Mm-hmm. How do you work through disappointment? I mean, I know when the deals can be extended for that long, things fall through. It doesn't always turn out to be the way we hoped it to be. How do you work through that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm competitive and I want to win every single deal, every single tennis game or whatever I'm playing at the time. So it's tough without a doubt, but you can't count your pennies till they're in your pocket, and the deal's never done until you get the tenant, you sign the lease, you build it, and you get paid. And there's a lot of different aspects of the deal. So there's been a lot of huge deals that I've lost, and that's just that's what kind of what real estate is. So you literally just put your head down for 2 seconds and then just start pounding away on the next one, and really figure out how to get that next one. It kind of builds up every time you lose something. It builds you up inside to sort of say it's never going to happen again, even though inevitably it will. And it sort of gives you that drive and that fire. So it stinks, but like I said, that's real estate. You're not going to get every single thing. And some of the stuff you wanted to get, it's good you didn't, because it could have backfired like it did on whoever did buy that piece or whatever happened to it.
What was the pivotal point in your career that you were like, you know what, this is it. I know this is it. This is where I want to stay. This is the career I want to continue to pursue.
It was funny. It was probably about 3 years in. My dad told me, hey, you're great at sales, you're great at marketing, you're great at getting it out there and really talking to people and schmoozing and things. Maybe commercial real estate's not for you. Maybe you should do something else. Like I said, I hadn't really making a lot of money, and I really liked it. But all the other guys in my office who were doing great, very successful, I knew I could do what they did, if not 10 times more. And I kept looking at them and saying, if they could do it, I could definitely do it. And I think that was when my dad told me to probably look at something else 3-4 years into the career. I said, no, I'm staying, because like I said, I knew if they could do it, not that I'm saying, I'm better than them anyway. I just knew that I had the drive to do it. I think the fear of failure sort of pushed really hard to get to sort of where I am today. And I still have a long way to go, obviously. But it was just, I know I could do this and I want to do it. And I have fun doing it every day. Even now, it's not like I'm going to work. Even on Saturdays, I'm in here for at least half the day doing stuff. So it's fun, because you want to get that deal. You want to get to the finish line, whether it's the smallest deal or the biggest deal. It's still the deal and still getting into the end zone.
Would you say that fear of failure is one of the things that drives you the most?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's personally, it's socially, it's emotionally, it's, how people view you. It's all of it. It's that, you could do it, and you don't want to let yourself down or let other people down. You tell someone you're going to get that deal from, or negotiate, the best contract possible, or dig up the best piece of real estate for development, and you're going to do it. Even if it's an uphill battle, you'll be honest with, everyone you're working with, but you'll push and you'll try every single avenue to get it done. Because there's been so many times the deal's been dead 5 times over, and the 6th time I've somehow got it to work. Not because I'm kind of magician or something like that. I just think I push harder than every time, the 5 tries before.
So you were saying that you were watching other people and it made you think if they can do it, you can do it. So what traits do you think one needs to excel at this?
A thick skin. You have to be able to swing the bat, because you can't leave the bat in your shoulder to hit a home run. And you just have to be a little nuts, without a doubt. I mean, it's you don't go home and have pillow talk and talk about all the deals you lost at all. You have to have this tough mentality that you're going to get it, you're going to always win, and figure out a solution somehow, way, shape, or form. And it's, even right now, it's definitely tough. But someone calls you, how you doing? You're not going to sit there with your head down. Oh, I can't do anything. No one's doing deals. It's the opposite. It's, we're pushing through it. We'll figure it out. And it's always that mindset. So you be tough, persistent, not emotional, and and friendly and honest, obviously, and you'll get there.
How do you deal with the rejection?
I wouldn't say it's rejection. That was when I get girls' numbers back in the day. I think it's more so just you just can't get the deal to work. And it's really not your fault as much as you try. It's not, you're not personally getting rejected. It's just somehow the deal doesn't work. It's just the costs add up too much, or the site's not good enough for the client. It's not really, I guess the site we're presenting may get rejected or something like that. But if you believe in it, you think it's that good of a project to develop, or to sell a tenant on, or have one of your clients buy it or something like that, keep pushing. It's not you they're rejecting, it's the site, or it's their analysis of it, or whatever it may be. But a lot of people say it's not personal, it's business. I think it's kind of one and the same, but you just can't get tied up emotionally with it.
I think that is so important to have the mindset of knowing that it isn't rejection of you personally, or it's not a reflection of who you are, because something may not have worked out. And so how have you developed that that resilience? Like what is it that do you read certain books? Who are the thought leaders that have helped you develop this mindset?
There's a lot of stuff. I like reading true stories of whether you're talking the Bill Gates kind of stuff, or the Elon Musk stuff, or these guys who everyone thinks are just out of their minds, and they come up with these. Actually, on CNN the other day, they released a video from Elon Musk in 1994 saying that he's going to put in his private spaceship someone on the moon or in space, and obviously he did. And it was fun to see these kind of things. So books like that, inspirational books that these guys have done it in the past, kind of get you going a little bit, and just thinking not to be the norm. Why not me? Why can't I do it? And just completely go outside your comfort zone, even though you make it look like you're very comfortable there. That's what you have to do every single time. You have to wake up and push, and the more uncomfortable situations I get, the more I like them and the more I excel, because if you're complacent the whole time, you're not going to get anywhere. I just want the next best thing, the next best deal, or to keep going. So that's what really drives me, I guess.
Okay. So who in the industry do you admire? Who is someone that you look at and think, what, this is something, someone that has attributes that I find admirable?
Well, there's a lot of people, and I try to, surround myself with these guys and girls as much as I can. Someone told me a while ago, if you're the smartest person in the room, get the hell out. You really want to strive to be like your elders. A lot of my good friends, including Mr. Al Simmons, founder, CEO of Trusted Settlements, is 20-something years older than me. Actually, to be exact, I think he's 25. But going to dinner, getting friendly with all these guys, whether it's, I said, an Al Simmons, Bart Blackstein, I learned a lot about. I was talking a lot about Center City real estate, Bruce Goodman, Peter Miller, Jerry Holtz. All these guys who have large shopping centers throughout the region. student housing guys, everyone. You can learn from every single person who's been doing it for 20 more years than you. So I really try to form some kind of bond and friendship with these guys and gals, as I said, who've done it before, who've been where I've been. And I really sort of, a lot of them take me under their wing, and they know that I'm there to learn, and I'll push as hard as I can to get them deals and to bring them deals and to show that, it's more than just a business relationship. It's personal, it's friendship as well. And that sort of helps to get to the next level.
What would you say your brand is?
Determination, strength. I'm not going to claim to be the smartest guy in the room, but I'll work every other guy, harder than every other guy in the room. I'll find a way out. I'll find a solution somehow. So it's really just working smart. And the brand is really honesty, it's being true to everyone else. You don't have an at-home attitude or at-work attitude or at your friend's house attitude. I'm the same guy, whether it's Saturday night or Tuesday morning. And I sort of live my life by that. A buddy of mine who's a lot older, once again, on every single birthday, he tells himself and his friends, you only have 20 more years, 30 more years. Like, what? And what it is until you're 80 years old and you're down at the beach. It's live every life, every day to the fullest, and life's short kind of thing. So it shows you that don't get stressed about deals, don't get stressed about life or money or this or that. Just have a great attitude, a great outlook, and things will just, go your way. I do think things happen for a reason. And even, like I said before, you'll lose a lot of deals for some odd way. I do think it happens for a reason. So if you have that outlook and you're an optimist, glass half full all the time, things just work out. For some odd reason, they do.
How do you relay that to your clients?
I think they could tell in the way I go about things. I mean, I'm not cool, calm, and collective all the time. I definitely get, jazzed up about certain deals, and this should have happened, that should have happened, we should have done this or that, or this guy's pulling a fast one, and so I just think you have to push as hard as you can, and they know that I have their backs, and I'm trying to do what's best for them, because that's what's best for me, and we align ourselves with the same goal at the finish line. So I think we all sort of set a goal and try to do as much as we can, work together to get there.
What are you most proud of?
That's tough. I think just every day that it's fun, just going through, a lot of people, have the joke of like, oh, I love working. I actually do. It really, I want to get every single deal out there. I want to work, on my phone 24/7 on my email. I don't do a lot of social media because I think it's a waste of time. I mean, I know it's great for business, things like that, but I mean, socially, like looking at pictures of this and that, when I'm on my phone and I'm not, with my family, I'm literally, even with my family, I'm just trying to bring in new things, trying to get back to people all the time. I called someone at 7:45 on the way to pick up dinner last Friday night, and they asked me what I was doing. I said, well, I have 10 minutes to go pick up dinner. What am I going to do? Listen to music for a little bit? So stuff like that. So I actually forget the question now.
What you're most proud of? Well, it sounds like you have a very good work-life balance. And, I think that's something to be very proud of, because it can be very, very difficult, when you're passionate about what you do, it can be hard to not let that consume your every waking moment, and, to not get distracted by, things like social media, and which is I think people underestimate how much of a distraction that can be, from your staying focused on, your goals and, where you want to be, and, because you compare yourself to other people, and so I hear you on that.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I think it's just, it's a balance of life, being happiness of every day. And it's just, like I said, having fun with stuff, not having too many worries out there, and just sort of moving forward and having that optimistic kind of attitude.
What are you working on right now?
There's a lot of supermarket deals out there. I do all the Aldi Aldi food markets in the tri-state region. So we just signed a bunch of new leases. Their sales are through the roof right now with everything that's going on. Small developments, whether it's a 1 acre to a 5-10 acre piece, or Aldi, C stores, banks, drugstores, that kind of thing. So restaurant guys are still out there. It's
How do you forecast the industry for the next 2-3 years? Where do you see it going, working through all of this?
Well, the next 6 months is going to be very interesting to see where that goes. With people starting to get let out. June 5th is outside dining. I think that's just Friday maybe. So there are a lot of restaurant guys I'm very friendly with, and I really want to see them open with a bang. I can't wait to go out to a restaurant and order a drink and dinner at a bar and talk to the bartender and the waitresses and waiters and all that kind of stuff and have fun out there. That's a big part of what I do socially and business wise. So I would go out, tonight. I get takeout all the time and try to support the local restaurants and around the area. And so I think the next 6 months are going to be very interesting to see the holiday season. Hopefully it's back in full swing. But we're retail guys. We're retail, restaurant, shopping center. That's our core. So we want people to be out, be shopping, be doing things as much as they can. So let's start with the next 6 months, knock on wood that it's, this isn't going to come back. There's going to be some kind of cure to the virus. But the next year is really where we want to see, people going out there, people shopping, people getting back to the norm.
What do you think is the best way to help people with dealing with the anxiety and the fear of the unknown of where things could go in the next 6 months? I mean, even just over the past few days with, all of the riots that have been going on across the country. And, it certainly places a lot of hesitation and business owners' thoughts about, how things are going to proceed. And, how do you help your clients work through that?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's long term. We're in a little bit of a very odd time in life right now, unprecedented times. So I think everyone just says, we'll be back. And a lot of people have been talking, they know that. We'll be okay. Like I said, just you can't be afraid, you can't be worried, you can't be, pessimistic about what's going to happen at all. We'll be fine. The U.S. is a very forgetful country. So I think hopefully, a year from now, people start, I remember when we were, on house arrest for a couple months and laughing about it, that kind of thing. Not that it's a laughable matter at all, but I think it'll get back to normal. People need to get out. They need to have a normal sense of normalcy throughout their day. Wake up, go to work, stop and get your coffee, get your, go to restaurants, do shopping, all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll be okay. And I think a lot of the larger companies do see that.
So it sounds, going back to who you admire in the industry, that, it's very important that the individuals you surround yourself with are who help keep you motivated and who help keep you focused on the bigger picture and getting through tough times. Would you say that people up and coming in the industry should look for mentors that are closer to home per se, as opposed to, following, bigger idols per se?
Yeah, you want to have some kind of personal relationship with them. Definitely. You don't want to strive to be the guy on TV or the guy you read about all the time. I mean, that's obviously fine. And you can't find out enough about them. You just see the facade and you don't really get inside. So you won't you read the papers about someone all the time and then you actually go and talk to them, you'll realize that the story was completely wrong or misconstrued or so whatever it was. You need to know them personally to be sort of a mentor. Obviously you could read about people like, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan. I mean, it's an amazing series. And I think he's a great guy, things like that. And he's accomplished a lot, but there's so many things behind closed doors you don't know about. And if you personally had a relationship with him, you could be, interpreting that series a lot different than someone else. So I think definitely someone close to you, someone, not even family members are probably best because family members could be they're too close to you. You need someone to be a little hard on you and tell you sort of the honest, and you can't be best friends with them either. So yeah, someone older and someone in your same industry you want to strive to be like, or achieve some of the things they have.
Who you are now and who you were 14 years ago when you first started, I'm sure has changed a bit. What would you say you've learned over the years?
I grew up a lot, I'm sure, without a doubt. You just become more mature with everything, with the way you handle yourself. And trust me, I'm still a kid at heart. And a lot of people, my friends and colleagues, people I work with, and so my mentors will watch this video and laugh at it. But, I'm not, a completely serious kind of guy, but, know when you have to get down and get dirty with these deals, that, you have to sort of, put your salesman's hat on, put your business hat on, and really, dive into the details. Devils are in the details of these deals, and it could really make or break some of them. So I think just understanding the industry as a whole, understanding of the commercial real estate world as a whole, how interaction with people, how to get deals done, how to get creative, how to think outside the box. We sort of strive on doing that and sort of pat ourselves on the back and being one of the best in the industry on just making lemon out of lemonade, making lemonade out of lemons rather. So it's just, you have to find ways of getting creative. And I would say I didn't have that as much because of confidence boosters and things like that back in the day. And now with everything I've done, and I'm not saying I've done a lot, but each year it gets a little bit stronger.
How do you build confidence? This is it's a very tough industry to get into and to succeed at more than anything. Sometimes people don't have the time or the patience to wait for their big deal to break in order to gain the confidence and, go after bigger things. How would you say someone could work on building their confidence without having had a background?
You have to believe in it. It's all internal. If you think it's going to work out and you think you could do it, then great. If you are selling something or showing something or preaching something that you don't believe in, or you really, you're calling someone, hey, this is a great piece, we should develop this, we should do this here, and you don't really think that's true, that's the first mistake. We could have, a ton of more listings, a ton of more projects to work on. I don't want to do that, because if I don't think it works, I'm not believing in it, then you could tell. You could just read it in my tone and my voice, whatever it may be. You could just see that I don't really love the deal of the project. So I'm very honest with people about that, and I only want to work on stuff that I think is, not necessarily a home run, just works. It could be, I'll take a single all day of the week, and
Nice. Okay.
Those all add up.
Yeah, absolutely. So the charity that you chose to support today, tell us about it.
Susan G. Komen, my dad was involved in the charity a year ago. Years ago. He was on the board. I started the Young Friends Association of it about 8-9 years ago now. And we started the Young Friends Ball at Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. My mother-in-law, she was diagnosed with it, and it's something my dad just got me into years ago. It's a great group of people who are running it. Elaine Grobman locally, and it was fun to be involved in something like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hopping on a call today. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Teresa. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.